Opened up just one step back so that everybody will be able to see this. And so everybody take a look at this sign. This is of course a view of Jerusalem from a different angle, from the southwest. And the first thing that you see here is the western wall of the temple. Okay, this is the western retaining wall of the temple. And over here by the bridge is what we call today the Wailing Wall. So it's right there in the model. Okay, let's see if I can get the laser dot. You see the bridge? Yep. Look at the bridge. Can you all see this?
Yep.
Do you remember the outcropping? Yeah, it's that right here. Okay, remember the arch is gone. And then next to it, you see the arrow? Yeah, this is where the Wailing Wall is at, the area on the surface, where all the people are praying. You spend half an hour there, you remember? Okay, so this is the Western Wall. The entire thing, in fact, is the Western Wall. It's almost 500 meters long. And then the corner right here is where Robinson's Arch is at. Okay, you see the arch? That's actually the outcropping, I'm sorry, not the bridge, but this one. That's the area we saw yesterday before we did, Perry Stone did the filming. Remember, I showed you down to a section of a street, remember, with the shops and the pile of rocks?
Yeah.
It was right there, it was that corner of the temple that you see there. Okay? Now over to the left here, on this side, and I'm going to show it to you here, if you can just move one step back. This area here is where the main Herodian palace in Jerusalem was at the time of Jesus. And this is where we believe the wise men met Herod in his palace. Okay, it would have been here. Today, the Jaffa Gate is on this side right here. Now, if you look back there, you'll see three tall towers on this end of the palace. Can you see the towers towering above the palace? Okay, that was the local praetorium of the main Herodian palace. It's basically the Jaffa Gate today. And those three towers were named after the dearest people to King Herod the Great. Phasael was the largest of the towers. It was named after Phasael, the older brother of Herod, who committed suicide. The central tower was named after Herod's best friend Hippicus, whom Herod executed. And finally, the third tower was named after Herod's beloved wife, Miriam, whom he also executed. So he wasn't really the best in personal relations, but at least he named towers and buildings after people he cherished and loved. You know that the emperor is said when he heard about how Herod the Great would not even spare the lives of two of his sons. In fact, he arranged for their assassination. He made a comment, which was a play on words in Latin, that it would be far better off to be one of Herod's pigs than one of his sons. Okay, the word for a pig and a son in Latin is almost the same. And so as a pig, you had a far greater chances of survival because Herod was, at least by title, a Jewish king, and he would not eat pork, at least not publicly, but he had absolutely no problem in eliminating any threat, okay, even on suspicion, okay, even amongst his family, his, closest friends, etc. And he died a very lonely person. He was tormented. I believe he was demon possessed, and there are several historical sources that speak about Herod, that wicked king, in his deathbed. He had no rest, no sleep. He was suffering both physical pain and spiritual pain. The spirit of his wife came to haunt him every night. He had nightmares about that. He was rotting alive. There's no better way of describing that. And that's the king, just to remind you, who ordered the murder of all those innocent babies in Bethlehem. Okay, so he died a horrible death eventually, and with his death, of course, came an end to an era. Now we're going to head down to the model. If you want to take
Question area.
Yeah.
This pointed, is that Absalom's tomb there?
No, what you see there is a monument that was built by Herod the Great to honor David, King David.
Okay.
Now, this would be around the area where King David's tomb is at today.
Yeah, because we saw Absalom's over here in Kid Rock Valley.
That's right. That's not the same one.
Right. Okay.
You're right. Yeah. Okay, Herod